This is Bill Barr defining what racism is, and then insisting that it doesn't actually matter.
Racism usually means, that I believe that because of your race, you're a lesser human being than me. And I think there are people in the United States that feel that way, but I don't think it is as common as people suggest. And I think we have safeguards to ensure that it doesn't really have an effect to someone's future. I think we've made a lot of progress in the past 60 years. To listen to the American left nowadays, you'd think we've gotten nowhere after.
Well, there's no doubt there's been a lot of progress, but do you think black people are treated differently by law enforcement than white people?
I think there are some situations where statistics which suggest that they are treated differently, but I don't think that that's necessarily racism. Well, like, didn't Jesse Jackson say that when he looks behind him and he sees a group of young black males walking behind him, he's more scared than when he sees a group of white youths walking behind him? Does that make him a racist? Does that make him a racist?
But
I mean, he's one of the most powerful individuals in the country. And he repeatedly during that interview would say, oh yeah, no, police are definitely biased against black individuals. There's extra suspicion, all of that. And every single time immediately, but it's not systemic and it doesn't matter and it doesn't lead to anything and who cares? Like, oh no, totally, they're biased. There's tons of stereotypes, totally. And the idea that if our fundamentally racist society ever leads to a non-white individual buying into any level of that racism, then you can be a literal member of the KKK and it's all the same. It doesn't matter. If you accept any of it as a non-white individual, you're as bad as the Grand Wizard.
It's, I just see these tropes and these lies continue to play out of this thought that racism doesn't exist unless it's in a white hood, that there's not subtle forms of racism that ruin lives every day. And I think that this George Floyd movement, a lot of that is about these more subtle forms of racism that permeate our everyday lives and that tear us apart in terms of workplaces and absence of our existence, being paid lower, being mistreated, that these are all symptoms of racism. And when people think that they are completely absolved of it, that it's not their problem, it has nothing to do with them, that's when we don't get anywhere. And unfortunately, we're not moving anywhere as a society because people won't confront the fact that racism exists, and people like Bill Barr are just, all they're doing is perpetuating those lies.
Yeah, they won't confront it, and they won't even acknowledge or talk to or even listen to the largest social movement of our life.
Yeah.
Like that is the obstacle to change, that you can organize something we haven't seen in more than a half a century and they can just ignore it 100% and imply that everyone in that is crazy. You got Bill Barr effectively saying that every single one of those people marching is fundamentally wrong. He doesn't know any of them. He doesn't know anything about their life experience, their perspective. He's not gonna listen to their concerns, but they're wrong. They are stupid and wrong. And it's not just him. In the same in right-wing media. Tucker Carlson has literally never listened to one of the valid concerns of this movement. Just today, Ben Shapiro tweeted, what is the evidence that black Americans, all 42 million of them, wake up knowing that they could be murdered just for being black? What is the evidence to justify this proposition? He's asking a lot of questions there, but you can rest assured they're rhetorical because he definitely isn't gonna talk to any representatives of the movement about any of this. He's just spitting it out on Twitter, this intellectual gladiator of the right. He's not interested in actually understanding any of these concerns. He's not interested in wondering why 10 to 20 million Americans could be so fundamentally wrong for a century plus about their own lived experience. Why would all of this be wrong? I don't know. I'm curious enough to tweet it. I'm not curious enough to sit down with anyone though.
Yeah, but the thing is, I sincerely feel he knows the answer. This is all antics and playing into these tropes. We see what former super conservative racist Joe Walsh now come around to acknowledge Black Lives Matter, black people are being mistreated. Like, Like they didn't know before. Everybody knew. It's just a matter of acknowledging it, because if you actually acknowledge someone's plight, you have to acknowledge your participation and your involvement in it. And so it's still one of these, oh, I'm not convinced and I'm a smart person kind of rhetoric. But the thing is, I will note, it's come a lot further, because remember, it's first, you don't understand the movement you're a part of. Also, like what? Stick to sports, just dribble. This, paid hired actors, like all of these things to delegitimize. And now having Bill Barr just say, oh, you're wrong, that at least goes a little ways, hey, it gives me some credibility. It's nice.
Exactly.
Hey.
Oh, geez.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.